Hi there, my name's Kirsten. I'm coming at you live from Franklin Park Zoo at our giraffe exhibit. We are checking in today on Boston's tallest baby. Our newest Masai giraffe was born on September 22nd, in case you didn't see our news release. So she is just over a month old. Here with her, we have her mom, Amari, who is a first-time mother. She is 4 years old, and she was actually born here at Franklin Park Zoo. She was bottle raised, so she is very used to life here at the zoo. Dad Chad, he's a 5-year-old Masai giraffe. He is currently behind the scenes, just so that he doesn't accidentally step on the new baby or hurt her in any way, because she is still pretty small. Even though she's only about over a month old, she is over 6 feet tall, which is way taller than me. And at birth, she was about 170 pounds. So she's probably a little bit heavier than that now. These giraffes, Masai giraffes, are the largest species of giraffe. Males can be up to 18 feet tall, about as tall as Chad is right now, if you see him around. And our females can be up to 14 feet tall, which is about as tall as Amari is. The males can weigh up to 2,600 pounds, and the females can weigh up to about 1,500. So there's only currently one species of giraffe, but there are 9 subspecies, the Masai being one of those. You can find Masai giraffes in central and southern Kenya and Tanzania. So if you look at those long necks, even the baby has an extremely long neck. They are the tallest mammals on the planet. They have 7 vertebrae in those necks, which are their neck bones. And believe it or not, humans have the same amount of neck bones, 7. But the big difference is that giraffe vertebrae can be up to 10 inches long each. Now you might be wondering how long it takes to make such a big baby. So their gestation period is about 14 to 15 months, which is quite significantly longer than our humans at 9 months. And they are weaned at 13 months. And this baby will stay with mom for about 1.5 years. And they can stay up to 22 months with their moms. So you can see Amari's going over to past her browse basket. And she's been munching on that on and off. She gets a combination of hay, and she gets browse as well, so different kinds of branches. You might also see her stick her head over the fence there at the edge of her exhibit. There's sometimes some tasty trees that they like to munch on that they can get their tongues around. If you see her at her go to her basket, you might get a glimpse at that long purple tongue. So that tongue can be like 10 inches long, which is crazy. And they use that to wrap around vegetation and pull it into their mouths. In the wild, they might be snacking on acacia trees, which actually are covered in thorns. But the giraffe tongue has a sticky coating on it that protects them from those thorns. So that's actually a really cool adaptation that they have.
So if anyone has any questions during our time here, feel free to put those in the chat. We did get a question from Martha, who asks, where do they get all their browse from?
Great question, Martha. So some of their browse is sourced from here around the zoo. So we get bamboo, or we'll get different Japanese knotweed, which is an invasive species here, and it grows quite abundantly. So they will get, especially during the warmer months, the keepers will chop down a bunch of that Japanese knotweed, and it's a great source of food for our giraffes. They will also get hay, which is typically shipped into the zoo. So, and then different browse might be shipped in as well, especially during the winter months. They might also get some different vegetables, such as squash, sweet potato, things like that. Carrots.
And then Jen also had another question. Are giraffe feedings going to be open to the public again?
Yes, I believe that they are open to the public currently. If you go on our website, you can double check that if you look underneath our tour tab. Mom Amari is a little bit shy about going over to the platform right now just because of the baby. So it's a little hit or miss at the moment. But as the baby gets older, she should hopefully get better with coming over to the platform for feedings. But again, you can double check on our website if those are available to the public. All the information should be there.
And then we had one more question. People are wondering the temperature. What is the lowest temperature for them to be out?
Great question. So the zookeepers have recently lowered their temperature that they can be out at. So right now it's a beautiful sunny day here in Boston. It is a little bit crisp and cool. But if it's raining, the lowest temperature they can be out at is, I believe, 60 degrees. But if it's nice and cool and sunny, I believe it is 50 or 55. So they are quite comfortable here out on exhibit right now. The sun is out and they seem quite at peace. So if you look at the heads of these giraffes, you can see that they have little horns, right? So they're not actually horns. These are what are called ossicones. And on our baby here, they're probably right now just lumps of soft cartilage that are not really attached to her skull yet. But on Amari, hers are probably fully ossified. So that means that they have turned to bone and they have fused to the skull. So if you ever get a chance to see our the cast skull that we have of a giraffe, it's fully attached seamlessly to the skull. And males might use these ossicones to fight over females. They swing their necks very dramatically. It's actually kind of comical. They swing their necks and hit each other with their ossicones as a territorial display or a mating display. They might also, if you see Amari and a chat out on an exhibit, they might gently rub each other with the ossicones. And it's also thought that they might aid in thermoregulation, so keeping their bodies at the correct temperature. They also might use them in defense against predators. So if, for example, not a lot of predators in Africa are going to mess with an adult giraffe, right? But they might go after a little baby. So a female giraffe or a male giraffe might swing their heads at a predator. They might more often actually kick them. So they have those great long legs and really strong hoofs. And if you were in the path of a kicking giraffe, it probably wouldn't be good news for you or a predator for that matter. And they can swing their legs in just about any direction. So predators definitely don't really want to tangle with an adult giraffe. Are there any more questions? Feel free to put them in the chat, guys.
Yes, we got a question from Allison, and she asked what kind of enrichment did giraffes enjoy?
Ooh, great question. So we give the giraffes new enrichment every day. All of our animals here at the zoo, they'll get something different every day, and that's just to keep their minds engaged, to give them something different. It's just like if we didn't have TV or books, we just sat around, looking at walls all day. We wouldn't enjoy that very much, would we? So they might get novel food items. So they might get different kinds of browse that keepers will find around the zoo, maybe a new vegetable, different kinds of smells they might put in their exhibits. I see that Amari has a big branch on top of her feed basket right now that she just ran into. So she was chewing on that. So they might get branches to chew on, things like that, of that nature.
then Kayla has asked the same question about the enrichment, but if there is a way for the general public to contribute to that program.
That is a great question. So I know that sometimes the zoo does accept donations from outside organizations. I am not sure if an individual can donate. However, you can make a monetary donation to the zoo, and that goes towards the care of our animals and enrichment. Because we do give them different enrichment every day, we're always looking for new stuff to get for them. So that is one way that you can definitely help.
We had one last question from Danielle. Is Chad able to be out with the baby today?
Great question. So right now we are keeping Chad separate from Amari and the baby while on exhibit, just so that Chad doesn't, accidentally step on her or hurt her accidentally. So just while she's really little, we're just keeping them separated. Some days you might see Chad and our Grevy zebra Menelik on exhibit, and days like today, you might see Amari and our very cute little baby. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us and our beautiful giraffes, Amari and the baby. I hope that you come by Franklin Park Zoo and you see her in person very soon. Thank you.